Hey, happy Black Friday, everyone! Guess I'm a little late getting this video up because I was out doing some shopping earlier today. I was not camped out in front of the stores, and I didn't go there at 6 in the morning either, but I did pick up a few good deals. And people have been shopping this week on Etsy too. I've sold a bunch of things this week. Very similar to last week, actually. I sold 24 items this week for a total selling price of $380. And we'll take a look at each of the things that sold and how much they sold for. And just a reminder that the price you see is just the price the buyer paid for the item and doesn't include any Etsy fees or fees that I paid to purchase the item or any shipping fees that the buyer paid. First up this week is this plush stuffed animal. It's Odie from the Garfield comic strip. He sold for $10. He's something I picked up at a rummage sale, I believe. Plush is nice because you can usually pick it up inexpensively and it's pretty easy to ship. It's not a breakable thing. This is a vintage sewing pattern for some men's swim trunks. It sold for $6 and this was an international sale, so they actually paid more for shipping than they paid for the item. Hard to tell from this picture, but this is a furry children's hat. It's a vintage white hat. It sold for $20 and it's something I picked up at a garage sale over the summer. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's an Henri Ferrandise plate. It's a porcelain collector style plate. I normally stay away from collector plates. This one was on sale at a thrift store with their post-Christmas sale. I sold this for $25, so it definitely had some value, but some of the Franklin Mint ones and things like that I would probably stay away from. This is a pair of pretty simple bookends. They sold for $10 and I picked these up at a thrift store as well. Another plush this week. This is a small Peter Rabbit Beatrix Potter character plush. He sold for $12. He still has his original tag attached. I believe this was an Eden Toys plush, and I think he came from a rummage sale. This is a small round resin trivet with some shells embedded in it. It sold for $15. As you can see, it's got kind of a pretty light blue color on the base, and this is something I picked up at a thrift store. This is a great big set of wooden Lincoln logs. This is a vintage set. It had over 300 pieces in this collection. It did not come in the original box though. And I sold this for $60, picked it up at a garage sale over the fall, I think. This is a set of 3 chrome colored kitchen canisters with the lids. This set sold for $20. I've always done well with canister sets. If you can find them, they don't sell for a huge amount of money, but they do sell pretty regularly on Etsy. Another item that sells pretty well are jewelry boxes. This one sold for $12. It's just a simple single-tier jewelry box in an ivory color. This is a pretty neat vintage travel diary. It has a leather cover, a pen attached. It's never been used. It sold for $20 and it's something I picked up in a thrift store. This is just a little vintage felt Christmas ornament. It's a snowman shape. He sold for $4 and he's something I picked up at a rummage sale. This is a miniature size decorative brass hunting horn which sold for $20 and this is something I picked up in a thrift store. This is a vintage unused baby book, but as you can see in this picture in the lower corner, there's actually some damage from the price sticker that was on it. So this sold for $8. It would have gone for more if it was in better condition. As I mentioned last week, I picked up a bunch of old Viewmaster reels in an auction lot, and then working my way through selling them and working my way through listing them. So I sold these 2 to the same buyer. One was from Emergency and one was from $6 Million Man, so 2 old television shows, and each sold for $6. This is a vintage vinyl camera bag which sold for $12, and I picked this up at an auction as well in a box lot. There's a couple of owls. They are wall decor items. They sold for $12. And I cannot remember where I picked these up. This is a vintage little grandma's brag book photo album. It sold for $8. This happened to come in the original box, so it was in very nice condition. These are a pair of matching head vases. They sold for $50. And there's something I picked up at an auction. It was kind of an interesting auction because a lot of stuff was getting bid up really high, probably higher than you would even get if you were selling it online. And for whatever reason, when this pair of head bases came up, they're in beautiful condition, people weren't bidding. So I ended up getting these and getting a pretty good deal on them too. And here's another one of these Viewmaster reels. This one is from the Mary Poppins movie, and it also sold for $6. And here's another vintage jewelry box. This one is a Farrington brand jewelry box. It is also a single tier small one. It's a sage green color with a neat little flower design on the cover there. And the same person that bought that jewelry box also bought this tie for $9 and also the next tie for $9. And I believe I picked up the jewelry box at a rummage sale, and the ties might have come from a rummage sale or might have come from a thrift store. I can't remember. Thank you guys for watching. I do put out these What I Sold videos every week, and when I'm not too crazy, try to get out some other helpful Etsy videos. Hopefully, maybe next week, I will have another video for you, a helpful video, and I will definitely have a What I Sold on Etsy video for you next Friday. Okay. Hope everyone has a great week, and happy selling, everyone!